Good morning. It's been 9 days since Ian has come through and done its damage to Southwest Florida, and I wanted to give you an update. We Southwest Florida took a direct hit. It was a Category 4 when it hit, only 2 miles shy of a Category 5 hurricane. And take a look at this graphic here that Wink News put together, kind of showing the path that Hurricane Ian did take here. The areas that were hardest hit were the barrier islands. Sanibel, they lost the causeway in a couple different places. Only way to access Sanibel and Captiva right now is via boat. So we don't know the full extent of the damage out there, but I would imagine it's going to be fairly extensive. Fort Myers Beach was hit really hard, and so unprecedented storm surge. Some of the videos that we've seen coming out of Fort Myers Beach have been just terrible. Pine Island also lost the main road over the bridge. It's now been put together. It's unbelievable that in 8 days they were able to get that. Actually, I think probably 6 or 7 days, able to get a road back to get people on and off the island. It is only for residents and emergency personnel at this point in time. One of the challenges we've had here too is electrical. So a lot of areas still without electricity. The Cape Coral, I think, has still another 30 or 40,000 residents that the LCEC is telling us that will have power by the end of the day Saturday. FPL, who handles the rest of Southwest Florida, has done. FPL has done a decent job. Their areas weren't hit as hard as LCEC's area. The down power lines here were just amazing. It's really a sight to see. I've got a number of videos here I'll show you in a second. So in addition to the barrier islands, Cape Coral and Fort Myers were also hit hard, a little different way. So South Fort Myers, there was quite a bit of flooding in South Fort Myers, primarily in the lower lying areas closest to Sanibel, off of McGregor. A number of homes flooded there. And then Cape Coral, the southwest section is a little bit newer section. It got hit with storm surge, not as much flooding as the southeast down by the yacht club. And again, I've got some videos to kind of show you the difference here of the two areas. Lots of roof damage everywhere, much more so than Irma. Noticeably more roof damage. The yacht club area, which is the original area to Cape Coral, a lot of storm surge damage. A lot of homes in that area are built at 5 or 6 feet above base flood elevation. And currently, most homes here are being built at least 8 or 9 feet above base flood elevation. And so it's a noticeable difference. That extra 3 or 4 feet was the difference between being worried that your garage might get a little bit of water in it to having, 2 potentially 3 feet of water in your home. So let's take a look at some of the clips here. This first clip, it's pretty typical of what we're seeing in Southwest Cape. A lot of storm debris. It's amazing how quickly the landscapers have gotten this out of people's yards and onto the streets here. You'll notice too, some of the trees, it looks barren, and that's because the winds have just stripped the trees of any green. All the leaves are off the trees. It's noticeably different how much it looks very barren compared to when we left here 10 days ago. And this is a clip of down towards the yacht club. You'll see that in addition to the storm debris that we see in the southwest, a lot of these sections are the lower elevation homes built back in the original part of Cape Coral back in the 60s. And you'll see quite a bit of storm salvage from homes, drywall, furniture, very, very sad for these folks that didn't fare as well as other areas in Cape Coral here. A couple of additional thoughts as I start to wrap this up. One, if you've been impacted by the storm and there's anything that myself or another John R. Wood agent can do to help you, please let me know. I know a lot of you are still suffering. A lot of you don't have electricity yet. My assistant Maxine, I think, is on day 10, about to go off the edge here. Understandably so. 10 days without electricity is a long time. I've got other friends in neighborhoods where I've lived before, Guy and Ann, still looking for electricity. Linesmen are out. They've swarmed a couple of those areas. LCEC is telling us that we'll have full power in Cape Coral, or 95% of people in Cape will have power by Saturday at end of day. They've got a long ways to go, but hopefully they can meet that. It is amazing the outpouring of support from the community here. A couple of people that I'll call out here. Haunch Industries, Steve Haunch is apparently the driving force behind getting the road out to Matlacha completed in under 7 or 8 days. So that's just phenomenal to be able to cut through that red tape. And so everybody that helped him get that done. Williamson Brothers, they were delivering fuel and diesel and food and supplies out to Matlacha and Pine Island before the road was completed. Williamson Brothers did our seawall 2 years ago. Haunch is a big name down here. You'll see their trucks everywhere. So a big thanks to both of those companies and the people that run those companies. I'm going to give kudos to a couple of builders as well. So Brian and George over at Premier Cape, the gentlemen that are building my home, minimal damage. We were really worried going into the storm, not having garage doors, having the home just being drywalled. The home came out with a minimal damage. We have nothing but great things to say. So happy that we are in that position. And so thanks to George and Brian for building a great home for us. And then Ravenswood Homes. Dave built my folks' house probably about 10 years ago, and their home came out relatively minor damage as well. So newer construction homes, higher elevated homes, both performed really well. It's the older homes, older roofs, lower elevated homes that really did poorly during the storm. And here's two last pictures. One is the street for our new home. You can see the power lines are still down. This is at Surfside and Beach, and so nobody can access. There's 2 cul-de-sacs in this area. Can't get through yet. Dave, a good friend of ours, he actually crawled under the power lines, took pictures of our house. We're very thankful for that. I'm not sure if I would have done that. I haven't done it for my own house, so Dave, thank you so much. So again, for all of you that are impacted, I hope that help is on the way. If there's anything that we can do, please let us know. And next video I'll do, I'll talk a little bit about what I think is going to happen with the real estate market here in Southwest Florida. So have a great weekend, everyone, and we'll talk to you soon.